Most of the days over the past few months looked pretty much the same. Wake up, quick gym session, 8 hours of work, a short break and then get back to work on the app. It wasn't exactly exciting, but that routine is what finally helped me finish something I've been trying to do for years. Ship a real app. A few months ago I started working on Sherpa. I didn't know if I would follow through. I've started so many projects before and abandoned all of them halfway through. This time, despite breaks and moments of zero motivation, I somehow kept going, and eventually launched Sherpa, which is now live in the App Store. In this video I want to share 5 things I learned building Sherpa, 5 lessons that I wish I'd known earlier that I will definitely carry into the next project. This one took me way too long to figure out. I've always had a habit of jumping straight into code, spinning up a new project, building a rough layout, tweaking components to see how they feel. It feels productive at first, until you realize you've just wasted hours testing things that don't even make sense structurally. You end up forcing logic into places it doesn't belong, just to see how something might look, and later, when the real structure comes together, you either have to rip it all out or leave with technical debt you could have avoided. What could have helped was switching gears to focus on design before coding. Even rough sketches or wireframes make it faster to work through ideas, and moving blocks around on paper or a simple tool is way cheaper than rewriting the code 10 times. So yeah, start with design, even if it's just boxes and arrows. It's definitely worth it. Sherpa went through so many versions in my head. Every time I crossed one feature of my to-do list, I added 2 more. It felt like I was making progress, but I wasn't really moving forward. That changed when I sat down and wrote out a hard scope, a single list of features that had to be in the first version, and nothing else. That list became my finish line. Once I had that, everything got easier. Motivation went up, focus came back, and I stopped questioning every decision to start finishing things. If you are building something, I would really recommend defining your scope early and sticking to it. You can always add more later, but first, ship. I wasn't a huge fan of Twitter before this project. I didn't have a big following and I wasn't posting much, but I started sharing updates anyway. Screenshots, thoughts, small wins, frustrations. Nothing fancy, just being honest. And weirdly, that helped a lot. It made the projects feel real and created this quiet accountability, like if I stop now, someone out there might notice, even if it's just 3 people. Seeing others build in public was also a huge motivator. You realize you are not the only one struggling to finish things. You are not the only one second-guessing your ideas, and knowing that makes it easier to keep going. So if you are building something, try sharing a bit of the process. It doesn't have to be a thread or a big launch post, just being visible helps. There are a bunch of things that don't feel essential when you are heads down into the code. Like setting up a simple landing page, writing a privacy policy, or uploading your app to some gallery or directory. But doing those things actually makes a difference. They give your project a presence, a link to share, and a place where people can see what your app does and why it exists. Tools like V0 helped me spin something up quickly, and that was enough. It's also a reminder that building the app is just the beginning. Once it's live, you have to figure out how to talk about it, get in front of people, and make them care. So yeah, all those extra tasks, they are not really extra, they are just part of the process. Sherpa isn't perfect. There are still things I want to add, parts of the UI I would like to improve, features I had to cut, and flows that could definitely be smoother. But I launched it anyway. If I had waited for everything to be flawless, I would probably still be working on it, rewriting the same components for the 10th time. What I've realized is that perfection is a moving target. There's always something more to polish. It is how you learn what actually matters. So now, my bar is simple. It has to work, solve the core problem, and be finished. Everything else can come later. If you are building something too, keep going. Even if it's slow, even if it feels like no one cares, even if it's not what you imagined at the start. Just keep going. You will figure it out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.